does without the ball in his hands that maybe stand out to you, whether it's blocking or pre-snap motion, helping manipulate the defense?
I think Carnell's done a really, really good job this year, not just with the ball in his hands, like you said, but blocking and, influencing guys, without the ball. He's really, really taken ownership of that. And he said, it doesn't matter if I have the ball in my hands or not. And I think that's, I've talked about like the selflessness of the guys in that room, and they all want to help each other succeed. And they know that, if you make a big block, you're going to have the ball coming to you soon, and we're going to continue to reward that. And I mean, that's huge. Like there were some blocks that he made on some plays that, turned some 10-yard gains into 20, 25-yard gains, and that's a difference maker, and he's done a really good job with that.
Well, I think maybe in camp you might have said that you were kind of focusing on improving kind of deep ball consistency, and I know there's not been a ton of chances to do that thus far, but just wondering how you feel about that, and when you're trying to work on it, is it more about mechanical stuff with yourself or more about kind of learning the body language and speed with which your receivers are playing?
I think it's a little bit of both, and I think at the end of the day, it's just repetitions. And I don't think last game we had a lot of opportunities, and we didn't really need to push the ball down the field. I mean, when you got guys taking 53 yards on a slant route, I mean, I'm not going to complain about that. And obviously, we want to push the ball down the field, and I think in practice I've made some strides in it. We've done some good things. We haven't shown it a ton, which can be a good and a bad thing. I think we do have the ability to do it, and I need to be able to show that. I don't think I've shown that yet, but I'm excited to get more opportunities to do that because it's a young season, and we got a lot of time, and pushing the ball down the field is one of the things that I think our offense should be one of our strengths and can be one of our strengths because of the dudes we have in that room. And for me, it's really just letting those guys go out there and make plays, and just putting the ball up for them, and just trusting that they're going to be where they're supposed to be. And at the end of the day, the more that we work it in practice, and the more that more opportunities we're going to be able to do it in the game, I think the better. And I think I personally need to be a little bit better with it, and we're trying to work on it, but. We didn't really need to use it yet, but it's definitely going to be important, and we're working on it, and it's going to be a big part of our game, and I'm not concerned at all with it at all right now.
Third row, Stefan.
From your perspective, what makes it tough to go up against a defense that has Caleb Downs?
Caleb's a heck of a player, man, and he plays so hard downhill, and he fills the hole so quick. For me, it makes me have to be a little more true with my reads, and have to respect him and really all those guys. Just the way that they can track guys across the formation and come downhill and fill holes. It changes the way that you sometimes, your RPO game, sometimes you read some things and you think you might have a guy out leveraged, and Caleb comes down and makes a really good play. So it challenges you in practice, and like I say, going against those guys every day makes us better. So it's nothing but good things.
Okay, in the first row, Austin.
Well, you've talked a lot about if you have a one-on-one matchup with JJ, then that's always a good decision to take that shot. If you still feel that way about that play that led to the interception on Saturday, if that's still where the ball needs to go, I assume you agree with that, but if you don't, you can correct me. What needs to be corrected about it to make sure that becomes a completion or not the worst case scenario moving forward?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of things you can look at on a play like that, and I think sometimes things happen in football, and the kid made a good play. At the end of the day, I think we want the receivers splits to be a little closer on that one. Just after looking at it, how we can help ourselves improve. Because for me, it's I got the matchup. I'm going to put it on a spot, and trust that he's going to be there. And sometimes the defense makes a good play. Sometimes we get squeezed to the sideline a little bit, and but at the end of the day, I got all the faith in the world in those guys, and I think that's a 1 in 100 kind of play that kind of happened. And things happen. It's not going to be perfect, but the most important thing, and the thing that I think I was most proud of with myself and with the team is that we didn't let it affect us. And I think you could see that. Like, nobody really batted an eye. You know, like, obviously, you know, we have to take care of the ball, and I can't throw picks, and, you know, things like that can't happen. But I think, you know, the way that we responded from it is you know, shows the character of this team and the confidence that we all have in each other. And just a moment like that, you know, is not gonna make us bat an eye. So I think that's a good sign.
Stay in the front row, Joey Coughlin.
Well, when you watch Michigan State, they rank toward the top nationally in sacks and their ability to get pressure on quarterbacks. What stands out to you about their front?
They got some good players up front. I think they got some good players in the secondary as well. Just in watching you know, some of their games from this year, you know, I think their scheme's pretty good. I think they do some good things. You know, they heated up Boston College a little more than they heated up the teams that they played in the first 3 weeks. So, you know, we got to be ready for whatever their you know, plan's going to be against us. But, you know, they got some good players. I think number 2 is a really good player off the edge. You know, I think their linebackers are you know, they've been playing a while. They're good players. They're instinctive. They play downhill really well. But, you know, I think we got some things to, you know, try and get them confused, get them out of gaps. And, you know, I got all my faith in the O-line, and I think, you know, they're up for the challenge. I know it'll be probably the best front that we've seen so far. But, you know, I think we go against the best front in the country every single day, and I think that, you know, helps our offensive line, and I think it helps all of us to, you know, just be ready for anything.
Right next door, Bill Rabinowitz.
You and Caleb and Quinshawn and Seth all were accomplished players, and you played well here. Just can you describe the challenge, if it even was, of integrating into this program, because you came from different places, different philosophies, whatever, but it seems like it's been pretty seamless.
Yeah, I think that's a credit to the people in this building and the people that, you know, and the people on the team, the players. You know, they all took us in and accepted us as one of their own, you know, from the very start. And that is something that will be forever eternally grateful for. You know, there wasn't really any pushback. You know, there can be bad blood sometimes when new guys come in, and you know, people can think that, you know, we might have big heads, but I think we all came in with the right attitude, right mindset. And, you know, we all knew that we were on the same page and that we were all here for the right reasons. And I think when we all step back and kind of look at it, you know, I think, you know, they wanted to bring in really good players, but I think they also really wanted to bring in good people and good character people. And I think they did a really, really good job in finding some really good people, not only good players, but good people. And, you know, when you have a tight, you know, locker room like we do, you know, it makes it easy for guys like us to come in and just be a part of something. And it's a blessing, man. It truly is a privilege to be a part of this team. And, you know, I'm thankful for the guys for, you know, bringing us in, even though, you know, we've all came from our different backgrounds and had a lot of different experiences. And I think, you know, all that's valuable. But, you know, they really respected us and treated us great, and I'm just really thankful for all the people in this building and all the players for you know, helping us transition into this place, you know, so seamlessly, like you said.
Come over here to Adam King.
Well, kind of building off of that, your leadership. I mean, I'm sure you get here in the spring, you're trying to settle in, get used to all the new. Now that you've gone through 3 games, you've gone through fall camp, how have you seen your leadership grow through the team, and how would you describe yourself as a leader?
Yeah, I think the way that I work, I'm an encourager. I'm a positive guy. You know, I want to. You know, obviously, you're not going to be able to be positive all the time, and sometimes you gotta pull people along. But, you know, for me, the way that I look at things, man, it's like we're out here playing a kids game. We're having fun. We want to have fun with this, man. Like, at the end of the day, we're all together for the same purpose. Like, smile a little bit, have fun. You know, pick your brothers up when they're down. Encourage them when they make a great play. I think that's the way that I kind of go about things. And I think, you know, after the first 3 weeks, I think my leadership definitely I've just gotten more comfortable in the role. I think we've just became, you know, I think the more that you play and the more that you go to war with your brothers, man, the closer you get. And I think this team's just continuing to get closer, and we all trust and respect each other. And I think, you know, once you're able to actually get out there on the field and show them what you're able to do on the field, like, that trust and that respect is there a little more. And I think through 3 games, I think we've done some good things offensively, defensively, special teams. There's obviously way more to clean up, and I think that's the exciting thing is we have so much more to get better at. But for me personally, being a leader, I just want to just continue to be a positive force for this team and encourage my teammates however I can.
Go to the second row here, Stephen Neal.
Kind of a two-party here for start. Have you noticed teams adjusting to the fact that you are a threat in the run game when you guys are running some of those RPO stuff? And also, I'm sure you've been running RPOs for a long time now. How soon in your career did you get comfortable running RPOs and operating in that?
Yeah, I think I don't think I've really shown much in terms of my running yet. I don't feel like I at least have put on tape that I can run much, and I think I'm excited to do that. So I don't know. I think sometimes you look at some teams and the way that they play their DNs or the way that they scheme up some of their blitzes can be pretty evident. Like, hey, we don't want to. Watching Marshall play Virginia Tech, like that quarterback is a running quarterback. Kyron, he's gonna tote the rock, and they were clearly trying to take that away. I don't think they did that necessarily against us. There were a couple times maybe I burst it off a fake and bring guys with me, but that's just what I want to do as a part of my job. But I think there's a lot more opportunities for me to show that and for defenses to respect that. And I think, in just the RPO game overall, I think the overall message of, just getting comfortable with RPOs, like I think it just takes time. And the older I've gotten, the more I've seen these pictures, and I've seen, hey, if they're going 3 buzz weak and they're rotating a safety down into the box, then that's when I need to put the ball to Carnell behind them. Like I've just seen that look, a million times. So just the more you do it, the more comfortable you'll be with it. I think I really settled into that probably my 3rd year at K-State. I finally started feeling comfortable with RPO progressions and controlling guys with my feet, with the ball. And I think, the way that we're running our offense here, Coach Kelly's given me a lot of leeway to do that, with the ball, with my feet. And, I'm the run game coordinator at the end of the day. So I think it's been good, and I think we got more that we can show too.
Go to left field, Joe Duja.
As somebody who grew up in this area, are you looking forward to playing a Big Ten game this week?
Absolutely. I'm really excited. I like I said, I grew up watching the Big Ten. Spartan Stadium, is a cool place, man. I'm excited. I think it's going to be, a night game. It's going to be fun. It's going to be popping. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's a cool opportunity, man. And the non-conference games were fun, but we know it gets real. And in the conference, anything can happen. So we know every week we're going to get every team's best shot. And I know Michigan State's a good team, man. They're a hard-nosed, good playing team. So we're up for the challenge. We're looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to playing my first Big Ten game.
We'll wrap it up with Tim May.
Yeah, just one quick follow, Will, about the run game. How important was it in these first 3 games to really establish Quinshon and Travion as the big play makers that they are? You understand what I'm saying? And
yeah.
And like you said, you've just dabbled in the run so far.
Yeah.
What has it meant from a confidence standpoint to this offense? Can you tell a difference?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, we've came out and showed how explosive we can be in the run game and the pass game, and I think that's a great thing. I don't think there's anything that we did to say, hey, we're going to put these guys in positions to look really good. I think they've just made those plays themselves. I think we're running our offense, and those guys are making some plays that they make because they're special players. And our O-line has really stepped up to the challenge. I think the last 2 weeks they played really well in the run game especially. And I think, getting that run game started was really big for this offense. And because, the better you run the ball, man, it opens everything up. It opens the screen game up. It opens RPOs up. It opens the big play shots down the field up. It opens everything up. So, if you can get your run game going like we have, the better it is.
And one of the quick, is there, from watching it, you've never played in the Big Ten, is there something different about football in the Big Ten? I mean, it used to be 3 yards of cloud of dust kind of feel for a lot of people when they would just lazily describe it. But what do you expect from a physical standpoint to be different?
Yeah, I think every conference, has its stereotypes, if you will. If you're to talk to someone about the Big 12, you probably think, high-powered offenses, and you think SEC, it's big dudes. You think Big Ten, it's running the ball down the field. Like, yeah, there's some of that. I think definitely, in the Big Ten, like the dudes are big inside. Guys are big up front. Bigger than what I've played with. I mean, I've faced some pretty big dudes, in Texas and Oklahoma and whoever we've played over the years. But I think consistently the Big Ten, you got some size, especially at the linebacker positions. Those guys are going to hit hard. They're going to come downhill. But I think at the end of the day, man, like it's football, and I'm not really looking at it any different. And I think the Big Ten is a really strong league, and we got a lot of good teams in it. But I think you can say that about a lot of leagues. And when you're at Ohio State, I feel like we have the talent and the ability to. We should beat everyone every week, and that's the way that we have to look at things. And you know what? Like, it doesn't matter who it is. That's the mindset we got to have.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
Appreciate you guys. Go Bucks.